Good afternoon. I just wanted to briefly talk about something I have just thought about. You know how there's lying by omission, right? Like you don't include information to try to hide the truth of something. Well, I thought about it, and failure by omission is a equally as devastating experience when it comes to a interest that one might have. So if it's something like a new adventure or a new or a difficult challenge that they want to go and try to achieve. I'm speaking very much for myself here. When I find that there is something out of my comfort zone so much as to be like out of my what is like tangible to mentally, not that I couldn't actually do it, but trying to conceptualize fulfilling the process of completing that goal. I find myself in a paralysis state of almost fearing the idea of failing the adventure, and so I end up choosing to not do it, or end up finding other things that become bigger priorities. And that in turn is failure by omission, because I'm still not succeeding at the thing I'm wanting to do if I'm just not doing it. So here we are, calling ourselves out on a little bit of failure by omission. Don't recommend it. But again, it's all part of the process. And not holding that shit against you. Don't hold it against yourself when you need to not do something. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to feel your feelings. But don't hold a grudge against yourself or anyone else for those kinds of things. Because what's the use in that? What's the use in continuing to be upset about yourself for not doing something that you would have liked to have done or feel that you need to have done? At that point, just choose to acknowledge that it won't be done, or choose to do it, even if it's the smallest of plan. Like for me, it's starting this channel. It's one of my failure by omission goals that I'm now choosing to break. This video here, if I was to keep on holding it against myself that I hadn't started it yet, like really started the parts I was wanting to, then it would just be a constant Ten of Swords moment, you know? Or Nine of Swords if you'd like. Do your best, respect your best, have compassion for yourself in the process. Good job with whatever that ends up being, even if it's admitting that you need to not do something. And when it comes to the little tiny itty bitty steps that can get you out of that state of failure by omission, picking up the phone and recording a video for 5 minutes, or putting on the calendar, buy a tripod in May. or sit down and start filming on Sunday at 8 a.m. And then don't be attached to any of the possible outcomes. Don't feel like you need to, because you filmed something, that it needs to then in turn be uploaded. That's one of the things that I had suffered with for a long time was, well, if I didn't do it right the first time, then it wasn't going to be good enough, which doesn't make sense. Things get better with practice, and therefore the more iterations you do, the more likely you are to feel something is to what you're going for. Well, yes, it is fantastic to be able to do something the first time and have it come out good. It is unrealistic and unreasonable to hold that type of standard to yourself. Do your best, whatever that is, in whatever moment it might be. Know that your ability to do your best on one day does not have to match, exceed, or be less than any of them. Okay? If you need to, fucking go hour by hour. That's fine too. Respect the process. Have a good day.